So you might wonder, what is this? Why am I in a white room? Well, this is a form of psychological torture, designed for not only isolation, but also sensory deprivation. I've done my best to make the room entirely white, covering the floor, the door, the window, and even the electricity sockets. And this is going to be my subathon. As in, I have set 1 hour on the clock, and every time somebody subs to me, aka donates money, the timer rises. So I won't even have any idea how long I have to stay in this godforsaken room. So, welcome to my personal hell. I spent around 5 hours making this room as white as possible, and I'm going to be staying here as long as necessary. I don't know how long this will last, but hopefully you guys are kind of cheap and it's going to last for 1 hour and 5 minutes. Also, I know it's not 100% white. There's like tape here and there, there's yellow, the camera lenses are black, but I did my best. I'm not Mr. Beast with unlimited budget. I'm just one person who had a couple days to set this entire room up. As far as subathons go, this is probably the worst one to do. Or at least from the chat viewpoint. Because I'm not going to interact with you. I can't hear any TTS. I can't hear any subs. I can't hear anything. I feel like when it comes to torture, this is so much worse. Because I know people are watching me. Check out my director. Yeah, it's almost white. I couldn't make it fully white. I tried my best. It's here that it's sinking in that I'm kind of in a white room without anything to do, so I just start mentioning the regulars who are usually in my Twitch chat, which you can also join at twitch.tv/MudanTV. Hello Katie. Hello Lexi. Hello my YouTube channel. What up Izzy? Hey Dream Cannibal. Alright, everybody gather around. We're just gonna do a meditational session. Just look over your problems, chill, lie for 5 minutes, and try to ease our minds from the troubles of the world. So I'm looking back on the footage, and the 5 minutes that I said I would spend meditating ended up being 28 minutes. How does this happen? What the fuck? Alright, activity number 2. Working out. Activity done. All missions for today complete. I have no idea what to do. The longer you stare at one point, like the light just starts. Oh! I can't look into the sun because that's bad for your eyes. But you can look into a light bulb, right? Just sleep until the timer is done. I think that's fine. The longer you keep the timer going, the longer it will take for you to get the new Trash Chased After Dark video. That's on you. Alright, at this point I'm kind of running out of things to do in a white room by myself. So I decided to take a quick nap, but it didn't really last over 3 minutes, and I didn't even fall asleep. Look at my face over there. I still have no idea what I've gotten myself into. On a scale of how I'm doing, I'd say right now, solid 9 out of 10. Feeling pretty good, feeling nice, calm, collected, relaxed. Audio-wise, the only thing I'm hearing right now is my laptop. There's just a stable hum coming from there, the air conditioning, and just the bass from some Russian hard bass, just like thumping. Now, since this is still a stream, I feel kinda guilty literally not doing anything in the room. So I tried to recreate Connor's famed party trick. And I know I can't do this. No. Wait. Now there has to be a technique behind it. Yeah, I couldn't figure this shit out. I'd rather give up than faceplant. Depending on how well this goes, I might do another one. An upgraded white room stream. Probably not though. I wonder if I can get a straight jacket. Oh, that's a good stream idea. Write that down. I'm not writing that down. I'm gonna rest for 10 minutes. This was the first real sleep I got, and it lasted about 30 minutes. But every time I doze off, it's so hard to comprehend how much time has actually passed. Have I just closed my eyes and dozed off for 1 minute? Or has it been 1 hour? Maybe 5 hours? Maybe it's been 10? Oh God, I wish. I could punch through this with my head if I wanted to. Alright, this now seems like a stupid idea for a stream. I'm kind of ready for it to be over. Not because I hate being here, it's just a stupid idea. Why did I do this? It's been 46 minutes and I'm already second guessing myself. Alright, maybe water. You know what? This would be a good meme. Now, wasn't this a funny meme? Haha. No, I'm gonna break the wall. I swear, I'm not going crazy. I just need some physical activity. Alright, now another way. This is like with racing games. You drive it one way a lot, and if the map is flipped and you have to drive it the other way, then you don't know anything. You probably don't even know you're racing on the same track until you finish it. That's how it feels. This feels so different. This feels like an entire new room that I'm experiencing. I hope you're still recording, piece of shit. As the wisest of you might have noticed, I have 3 cameras set up. The main camera on the right, the GoPro that is up on the wall, and the little camera on the left. Now that camera was meant to be used by the viewers. By donating some money, they can switch between the 2 cameras. Sad thing is, it just never worked. And I have no idea why, because it ran perfectly fine when I did the test runs. So I am just constantly doubting myself what camera to look at or what camera the viewers are on, even though the second one doesn't work. I wonder if I should have painted myself white. I feel too colorful. I feel like I don't fit in this room. I'm blending in now. I should be invisible to the naked eye. Alright, I'm gonna try and nap a bit, see how long that lasts. Sleeping in a white room is interesting because the white light is constantly on. It never shuts down and you can't turn it off, which makes your brain think it's always daytime. And that has some interesting effects, as in, you just can't sleep properly. This is my second sleep and it lasted 12 minutes. I think I fell asleep for a bit. One thing that can happen on Twitch are raids, which is when one streamer is finishing their stream and they send all their viewers to watch another streamer that they recommend. And I knew the Trash Taste boys were also streaming that day, so I specifically sent messages out to both Joey and Connor to not raid me that day, because I knew if 10,000 people were going to be joining in, I would not get out anytime soon. You can guess what happened. So that was like what, 10 minutes? 10 to go. And as this is a pre-recorded stream that so many in my chat were inclined to believe, I had some technical issues and had to reset my physical 3D model. I can see people going crazy. I'm 7 out of 10 right now. I'm enjoying my vacation. The room itself is in a very delicate situation where if I hit anything on the side, it's gonna break the immersion for me. I like my immersion. And now I'm going into an in-depth discussion about TV shows, movies, Loki, Marvel, WandaVision, everything I've recently seen, the best shows, the top 3 films of all time in my opinion. And I have no idea that the reverb is so bad that it doesn't pick up anything. I know there's like one group, everybody's so annoyed. I'm afraid of lying down because I feel like I'll just fall asleep again. And I don't know if I want that. And there's like people doing work. I wonder if I could do that. Go down. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna do that. Every time I close my eyes, after like a couple seconds, it feels like a shadow is coming across my face. I know at the beginning, it was really hard to stare into the ceiling light. Like it kind of hurt. But right now, I can just look as much as I want. It's kind of entrancing even. And there's like some sort of chromatic aberration around it. I feel like I shouldn't look at it. Alright, I'm gonna sleep for 10 more minutes. See you on the other side. Nap number 3, 40 minutes. My personal best. I'm fully rested. And I'm ready to go home. I want to say right now, it's been an hour and a half. Mentally, I'm at a 5.5, 6 out of 10. I think the worst part was that earlier, when I started, I could hear some hard bass, or like music. I was still connected to the outside world, to a degree, which kind of drove me nuts. But I didn't know it was such a huge difference. Because right now there's nothing. And the echo itself is like making me be more quiet than I should usually be. And so I hear myself bouncing around back at me. And if I'm too loud, I'm just annoying myself, so I don't really want to speak loudly. Alright chat, could I keep you on your toes? Any good films you've seen recently? Discuss them with yourself. Trying a new strat. Sleeping on my side. God, I hope this is over. My first successful sleep, but it still only lasted for 1 hour. It was nice. I got into the point where I don't really want to get up because I just wanted this to be over faster. So if I interact less, it's much better. Also, to be compliant with Twitch TOS, I am not locked in this room. The door is open, I can leave at any time I want. This is my choice. Holy crap. Do you guys watch Joe? He makes some of the most innovative things on the internet. Because he's done so much crazy stuff and he's also an insane person. This is the future. This is my Joker arc. We do live in a society. I wonder if counting helps. Let's see how far I can get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting is one of the few things that most humans subjected to solitary confinement end up doing. It's a simple thing that keeps the mind active and helps to keep the brain from going inactive, which could end up being worse in the long run. Let's get to 1,000. 201, 202, 203, 204, 200. Let's pretend we have a standing desk for our job. 201, 202, 203, 200. 400. 170, 480, 490, 440, 500. Oi, oi, oi. What's all this? We're halfway. Halfway? Oh yeah. 7, 690, 8, 690, 9. The counting is messy in my head. There's like that point to start thinking other thoughts, and then you forget where you are. And it's so much more difficult than I expected content. Some of the wisest of you might be asking right now, but Mudan, if you're here for an indefinite amount of time, what are you going to be doing about peeing, shitting, eating, drinking? Well, to that I have a simple answer. In the room I have a bottle of water and a bottle without water. We're at 700. 799, 700 and... No, 800. This is the most fun I've had in a while. I'm not joking when I say counting was exhilarating. This was the most fun that I had in the entirety of staying in this white room. 111, 112, 130, 140, 901, 902, 991, 992, 993, 994, 995, 996, 997, 998, 999. Bazinga! Bazinga! I'm not gonna finish counting because I know there's some of you people out there who are like, oh, he's gonna save the world. He did it! Congratulations! Let me give you 10 more gifted stars. Fuck you. You're not kidding. I'm not finishing this. This is it. This is the end to counting segment. Hope you enjoyed. Alright. Mental state? 5 out of 10. It's just a blank white room. It's so easy to rotoscope anything, to add stuff in the scene. Nothing is moving. Everything is static. Good job, editor. That was a nice effect. At this point, I've gotten over my stage fright, in a way. As in, I don't feel like I need to pretend to do stuff for the viewers to entertain them, and I've come at peace with it. But also, I've ran out of stuff to do. I am confused about being in there, and I'm just waiting for it to end. Look, let's make a deal. If you start giving subs, I'll do the GTA stream. I'll do another cooking video. You like those, right? No more subs on the cooking video and the GTA stream. Alright? Just please. Alright. Sleepy time? Sure. 22 minutes of sleeping! And I have nothing else to do because it is so fucking boring. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. At this point, I remember a childhood game where you say an animal name and then the next person has to find another animal that starts with the letter that the previous animal ended with. So if I say tiger, the next person has to say something that starts with an R, etc, etc. This is also pretty fun. Reindeer. Fuck. I'm back at R. I just keep thinking roly-roly. I don't know why. Toucan. Toucan? Yeah, the bird with the big toucan. Alright, I'm done. I'm done with thinking. This is too much effort. I think I've reached the point where if the stream ended, I'd be happy. I feel like there's enough content. It's gone on long enough. I'd be satisfied if it ended right now. One of the rules of being in a white room is that you're in solitary confinement. There's nobody else and nothing else in the room. And 7 hours in, that rule was sadly broken. There's a moth here. A moth just randomly came out of a hole in the ceiling. Bro, it's my white room, man. I haven't gone insane. There's a literal moth in the room. Oh, it's not even a moth. It's just a bug. In all fairness, you can't prepare for everything and discrepancies happen. Vsauce peeked out of his room, Mike Shake had his girlfriend send him food, and hell, Mr. Beast didn't even wear white in his white room. Okay, Gigi, I'm back all alone in this room. Timothy's gone. Like, actually gone. Crawled back up his hole. Alright, very good, Chad. You voted that I should keep counting. I'm not gonna say the T word, because I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of ending the last countdown. I'm just gonna continue. Sadly, the white room is just too much. Not just for humans, but technology as well. One of my cameras already succumbed to the intensity of the white room, but now the trusty GoPro fails as well. That would have been 6. That would have been 7. Editor, please, have me be on the beach. Enjoying the sun. If this stream ends within an hour, I'll open a PO box. We got a deal? You get PO box and the stream ends. I would say, right now, 8 hours down. How is this still going? At this point, so many thoughts are going over me. Technically, I have capped this at 24 hours because, I have other stuff to do. But I never expected to reach it, since I thought the price would be too much for people to pay for it. My expectation also was that it would last around a max of 4 to 5 hours, so I figured trash tastes straight at me. I got viewers and the limit is capped. I have to go for the entire 24 hours. So I am now only halfway through the pain. Worst part is, I wanted to make it extremely difficult for myself, while people who've done this challenge before have had stuff in their room, like a bed, some sort of a sheet, maybe a blanket and a pillow, but I had nothing. And sleeping on a cold wooden floor was awful, not to mention it was getting colder. But thankfully I had some extra cloth over near where I mounted the camera. The only thing was, it was insanely hard to rip with my hands. And just as I was about to accept my fate, sleeping on the cold floor without the blanket. I can't really sleep without scissors. As you can see, I survived. It's been a couple months now since I did the stream, and it's given me a bit of time to rethink about my situation. And how was it actually? And after thinking a while, I still agree, it's horrible. Gee, oh my god, I hated it so much. One thing that people might wonder is, how did I feel right after the stream? Because you're in a white room with nothing to do, it's kind of like a detox from literally everything, and my answer is, it didn't feel much different. I went home in a car, listening to music, and the only thing I really felt was just freedom. As in, I was free from being trapped inside of a room. I wasn't like seeing colors more vividly or hearing stuff better. It was all just normal. I think it was only because I was in there for 12 hours and not longer. But now, what's next? I've done a white room. What about a dark room? 5,000 likes and I'll do a subathon in pitch black darkness.